If you're going to shop for your capsule wardrobe, it can be really helpful to have a plan in place before you start. That way you can ensure you will only buy items that you actually need and will want to wear, and you won't end up with loads of things that don't coordinate with the rest of the items in your wardrobe. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day. Today I'm going to be planning my capsule wardrobe so that when I go out shopping for pieces to include in my wardrobe for the spring and summer, I can hopefully have a really successful and enjoyable experience with it. I'm going to be sharing my tips with you today on how I am planning for my capsule wardrobe. So this will kind of act as a part one, and then part two, we're actually going to go shopping, I'm going to go thrifting, and we are going to try and put this capsule wardrobe together. When I first got into this journey, I thought my capsule wardrobe would just naturally form out of the things that I basically had left after decluttering all the stuff that was kind of unnecessary, overwhelming, and I thought I would just downscale my wardrobe and what I was left with would be my capsule wardrobe. And whilst the decluttering part of that went very, very well, what I was left with wasn't really a wardrobe that I really loved. It wasn't filled with items that made me confident, and I was always thinking about how I could have something else to make this outfit look better, or how I would do things completely differently. So for me, having that initial time spent working out what I'd like has been really, really helpful. And this worked for me for about a year, because last year I did a no buy, and one of my big restrictions was on clothes. So I think all last year I bought just 3 items of clothing, and they were all sort of, you know, they were for work, they were more of a necessity, they weren't something I honestly put a lot of thought into. I just knew I needed a couple of pieces to get me through a working week, and they're nothing special. It didn't bring me joy choosing them, buying them, and that was my restriction. That was last year for me. So I didn't really have the choice and the freedom, or I didn't give myself the choice and the freedom to go out and shop for my capsule wardrobe. So I've really learned some lessons in what I like and what I don't like by having such a restriction on myself and having to make do with the clothes that I had left in my wardrobe. One of the things I did was I really decluttered bright and colourful things, which in a way I'm still for. The thing where my mindset has changed is I thought I wanted my minimalistic wardrobe to be, you know, black, white and grey, not really any colour in there. And again, that worked for me for a while. I did really enjoy that, but I also received compliments when I wore something in a colour that suited me, and I realised that there were other colours that I could wear that suited me, and I would also like to incorporate those into my capsule wardrobe this time around. Another thing that I did over the course of last year that really hasn't worked out for me now that I'm thinking ahead into what I want my capsule wardrobe to be is I kind of went down to basics. With the exception of my workwear, where I have to basically dress in a certain way, my other clothing came down to jeans and t-shirts and sweatshirts, and that was about it. There was nothing girly, there wasn't very many sort of elegant pieces in there, and my previous experience with clothes when I used to shop and be really obsessed with it is I did like girly things, I did like elegant clothing, and don't get me wrong, I did also have more casual pieces, but it seemed like I kept the basics, the t-shirts and the jeans and things like that, and all of the more elegant things I decluttered. And I don't regret decluttering any of them, because when I think back, there's nothing I let go of that I would put into my capsule wardrobe this time around, but I would like to incorporate an element of femininity, if you like, to my wardrobe again that I feel like I lost in just keeping basic items. So where to start? The place I started was my colour palette. So I had no idea what my colour palette was, and someone in one of my capsule wardrobe videos previously, when I think I was doing a declutter, mentioned that I should find out what my colour palette is, because, you know, I very much was sticking to black and white and grey. So I did an online quiz. I did a couple of them just to make sure, you know, they all came out with the same answer, and generally speaking the most popular outcome I got was cool summer as my colour palette. So then of course I took to trusty old Pinterest to find out what sort of colours are in the cool summer colour palette. So I put together a board, and these are just a few of the things that I am looking for. So I'm just going to talk you through a few ideas. So I'm really liking the pale pinks, the more blush toned pinks, and the pale blues. A lot of people have mentioned that I've got this really old pale blue shirt that I like to wear every now and then, and so many people have just said how that colour really suits me. So, you know, if it suits me, why wouldn't I want to bring more of that in? So, oh, this one here, that's basically summing it up. So the pinks, the blues, absolutely love. I do want to keep in some, you know, some whites and some creams. I do really like those. I definitely suit paler colours on top. If I wear a black shirt, I look so washed out. Now, the issue for me is that the Cool Summer palette doesn't really have any black in it. I am very big in wearing black bottoms, black work trousers or a black skirt, black jeans at the weekend. I sometimes wear blue jeans, but I am very much about wearing black on the bottoms. I think it suits me quite well. I just find black bottoms really work for me. I'm not going to beat around the bush, you know, I'm wider in the hips and black just helps. I'm just going to say that, black helps. So, with my capsule wardrobe, I will be looking at keeping black in terms of my bottom half, which might not necessarily go with the typical Cool Summer palette, but that's what I'm going for. So you can see I've got some of the colour boards in here. Again, I'm quite drawn to some of the paler greens as well as some of the paler purples. Oh, this one here, this basically sums it up. So loving those pinks. Really, really liking the pale purples as well. The blues I've already mentioned. And yes, some of the greens. Probably not this one on the right or the more browny one on the left, but definitely in the middle. Something that I'm interested in considering. So I went in and I looked for my colour palette and these are the things that I found. So I'm mostly drawn to the pale pinks and the pale blues. I think I can really make those work and I could style them with some of the things I've already got in my wardrobe. So I would highly recommend you do a colour palette test. There's loads online for free. Of course, as I said, do a few because, you know, the first one might not be the best that you do. You don't have to pay for them and they just ask you questions about your hair colour, your skin tone, your eye colour, things like that, and it tells you what colour palette will suit you. I don't know if there's much of a science behind this, so take it with a pinch of salt. But the more I look at the Cool Summer palette, the more I think, yeah, I think that would work for me and my skin tone. So that's where we're going. So we're going Cool Summer as a sort of a guide. I'm not saying it's going to make up everything, but it's a guide. And then I dove in a little bit more and looked at some outfits I might like to try to recreate, or elements of outfits I might like to recreate. One thing that's really jumping out at me is this pink blazer. I've got a couple on this board. This is just, I named it Capsule Wardrobe. This is just my plan. I have a couple of pink blazers. I feel like that could work for so much. I feel like you can rock your pink blazer with your jeans on the weekend, but it's also something I could wear for work. And that's something I'm really, really looking for. If I can blend the two, I'm not saying completely, because I pretty much wear black trousers, black dress or black skirt every day to work, and I wouldn't wear those at the weekend. I wouldn't wear trousers necessarily at the weekend. So I'm not going to fully be able to blend it, but if I can have some crossover, I think it will really help me start to enjoy my work wardrobe a bit more, which is not necessarily something that's been a thing for me. It's sort of very separate. It's like my casual weekend wear is what I enjoy, and then my work wear is just what I have to wear because that's the dress code for my workplace. So yeah, I'm really feeling a pink blazer. There's one, let me just scroll quickly, I will venture back in a minute. Hold on, hold on, hold on. There's one, I mean this one, where she's got the longer pink blazer, also really enjoying that. And again, there's that element that could be one for work, but she's wearing it here with jeans. There's also this one here where she's wearing a pink denim jacket. Now, I already have a blue denim jacket and I'm not really looking to increase the number of coats or jackets I have, but I can totally see that working as a white t-shirt and then maybe a pink shirt over the top, like a collared shirt. That could really work. So these are just some of the things I've been looking at. Another blazer, I'm very big on blazers. I'm going to have my eyes peeled for all the blazers. Again, whites, creams on top, I'm very much about that. These two I've actually been drawn to, even though they're not strictly the summer palette, more of a green or a khaki bottom. I think just to mix it up a bit, it's, you know, it's still quite a dark colour, or it can be quite a dark colour depending on the shade you get, but I feel like I could go for something like that, so that might be something I keep my eye out for. I should also mention, I also want to buy things that will work with what's already in my wardrobe. I'm not saying that I'm not going to have a sneaky little bit of a declutter after this of some of the things, you know, that just, I don't feel like they're working for me. They don't bring me confidence. I still want to keep really the number of items in my wardrobe quite low, but I've got black jeans that work for me perfectly. I'm not gonna go out and get some more black jeans. My black jeans are fine, and I have got other things in my wardrobe that I know will work. So if I can find things that work with the items that I know work for me that are already in my wardrobe, that's just an added bonus. I'm really loving a bit of a chunky knit. Now you might be thinking, Charlotte, you said spring and summer. It's cold in England. It's always cold in England. It's April and it snowed yesterday. I don't know why. So it's always handy in a country like this to have still some of your sweatshirts, jumpers and things around. Oh, I would love a chunky knit cardigan. There was, hold on, a bit like this one. I love that outfit. I love the chunky knit over the top, and I know again that looks more like sort of autumn fall colours, but again, cold country. This I absolutely love. Now, I don't look like this very gorgeous model here, but still, I love the vest top and the fact that it's not just a vest top, it's actually pretty, it's elegant. It looks like it could be a silk or a satin. That I'm not against. I'm all like, I can see myself having like a satin or a silk shirt. Ooh, blush pink satin shirt. Something. Yeah, I'm feeling that. But yeah, I love this whole look. I love it with the jeans. I love how it's casual yet elegant. Really, really like that. Again, you can see the pink shirts coming in. This I really liked as well. I was thinking more about workwear, so I love how she's got the shirt under the jumper. I've got a couple of white shirts that I could make work in this situation. Talking about the black trousers, I have got a pair of black trousers that I wear for work, but they're not the best fitting. So I wouldn't be opposed to finding a pair that actually do fit me better, because I don't really feel great in the ones I've got. But I've been making them work because I've been restricting my shopping. So, ooh, that's the sort of shirt. I like that. Maybe a bit paler in the pink, but the material, the look of it, like the level of femininity in it, and the fact that she's wearing it with casual wear, but you could also wear that for work. So just some ideas I've got floating around. Love this, love the pink jumper. I am not personally a short skirt person, or a long skirt person for that matter. Sort of a midi skirt, pencil skirt if anything, but love that jumper. I think that's gorgeous. Again, here with the shirt, she's got it casually, but I feel like if you had a blazer with that and you wore it with your pencil skirt or your black trousers, you could make that work for your workwear. Again, whilst I'm on the shirts and blouses, as I said, you know, a pale pink, a pale blue, I would like it to have a bit of characteristic to it, not just necessarily your basic button-up collar. Like this one, it has a little bow, like just something that gives it a little bit of something. You get the idea. So those are some of the things I'm looking for. That's my thought process. I appreciate that was just literally all over the place. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head over to my computer here, and I'm going to start putting together a board. I just love the boards that show the whole wardrobe, and you can really get a better visual of which items you could mix and match. So I'm going to create something of my own that looks like that. So I'm not going to make you sit through and watch this entire process of me trying to put a capsule wardrobe together like one of those boards, but just a couple of hints if you are planning on doing this from scratch for yourself. So I have got here, I've just taken some snipper tool, you know, the little snipping tool, that's it. So I've just taken the snipping tool, and when I've seen an outfit or a item on a website that I have liked, or something similar to what I would have liked, even if it's not a store I would plan on shopping in, because as I've said, I'm planning on thrifting most of my capsule wardrobe, but even if it's a store I wouldn't particularly use, but they've got a good image, I've used that image, and I've just taken a crop of all the different sorts of items I would like to use in my capsule wardrobe. Obviously this is just the start, or things I've already got. So I've already got a pair of black jeans, I've already got a black pencil skirt, I've already got black work trousers. So I'm taking the things that I've already got that I know I want to use, and then I'm going to start looking around for ideas for other things I might like to put into my capsule wardrobe. And then the way I'm going to actually put it together, and the only reason I'm going to do this, I'll explain in a minute, is on Spark, which is by Adobe, which is free to use unless you want sort of fancy things, in which case you can pay for like a premium version. I'm gonna go view all, and then I'm just gonna go see more on the flyer one. This doesn't have to be anything fancy. I just want basically a blank board, and I think the flyer tool lets you pretty much start from scratch and do what you want. They give you a whole load of templates. I'm just gonna pick this one because it's more of a landscape orientation rather than portrait. And when it loads, I'm literally gonna go in and delete everything they've already put on there and start from scratch with a white background. Now, you might be thinking, why this program? So the reason being is if you go to photos and add a photo here, so I'm gonna do that now, and let's say we add this one with the blue shirt, you can see that it's got that grey background on, which is gonna be kind of annoying if you wanna do like the overlapping and stuff, but they do have this feature which removes the background from it. I am sure there are loads of things out there that do a similar sort of thing. This was the first one I came across, and it means you don't have to go in, convert it in one of those remove background or make transparent things and save all the individual images. You can just bring them straight into here, make the background disappear, and then just build right on it. So I'm gonna go away and do that because you probably don't wanna sit and watch me do the entire thing. Like, this is how it's gonna work. If I just grab something else just to sort of give you an idea, so you've not just seen me do one. So I'm now uploading just a pink shirt I found. I'm gonna remove the background. So then if you wanted like a shirts section and you kind of wanted to overlay these, then you could have like a shirt section going on here. Obviously, if you need more space, you can make these smaller. And you can have, you know, your trousers or your bottoms, you can have your shirts, you could have casual wear. I know some people even put shoes and accessories on here. Just gonna point out, I'm not planning on doing shoes at this stage. Actually, I might think about them, but I might not buy any at this stage. So this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna get to work on that, and then I will come back when I've had a good go and show you where I'm at. Okay, so I've been at this probably for about an hour and a half now, which I suppose isn't bad doing this from scratch, but it's certainly not something that you sort of knock together in 10 minutes. But this is basically what I've come up with for the time being. Now remember, this is just a guide. It's sort of like putting my ideas down into like a board, and that's all this is. So I'm going to talk you through it a little bit. So I have already mentioned in the sort of workwear area that I've got a black skirt and black trousers. I also decided to go with shoes on here. I wear a pair of black boots, very similar to this, every single day at work. I'm on my feet quite a lot. I've got to be comfortable. You know, I've tried wearing pretty shoes, strappy shoes, heels, like all sorts of things. It's just not working for me. So I've kept that on there. My boots are becoming really, really worn, but in fairness, they are over 2 years old, and they were from a fast fashion store back when I used to shop there. So by no means are they high quality, they're really cheap. So when they reach the end of their life, I will be looking at investing in a much more higher quality pair of ankle boots, but that's not something I'm going to be looking for this particular capsule. Something that I've decided I would quite like in my workwear is just a smarter work dress, preferably again in black, just because it's so easy to wear, but you know, I wouldn't be opposed to maybe a grey or a navy or something like that, but I've gone with black on here. Then in terms of the shirts, I've already got a white shirt. I'm actually wearing it right now. I've already got the white shirt, so that's fine. I also included just my watch on here, and then over on this side I have included my jewellery that I wear every day, just as an extra touch. So I will be on the lookout for a pale blue or a pale pink shirt. I'm very open to sort of materials, textures, styles, but I would like it to be something a little bit elegant, a little bit pretty, rather than just, you know, a plain basic button-up. But you know, there are some advantages for going with a button-up. I feel if I go with a button-up, I could wear that casually as well as for workwear, depending on how it's styled, so not totally opposed to that. I've also included just a blue denim jacket in here. That is something I already have, not this one exactly, but I do have a blue denim jacket, very similar style and colour, so I kept that on there. With this being a spring-summer wardrobe, I will be reaching for my denim jacket more than, let's say, a big chunky winter coat. I've then put on here just a basic white t-shirt, which again, I already own, so that's not something I need to look for, but something that, you know, we're going to reach for over and over and over again. And then I went for, as I said, maybe a silk or a satin vest top, cami sort of thing. And again, open to the material, I would quite like something a bit more feminine, maybe a silk or a satin, but we will see. And then I've put my 2 pairs of shorts on here again, not the exact ones I own, but I do own a pair of blue and a pair of black shorts, which will probably only come out for the really hot days in the summer. But again, put them on there just because I imagine they will be worn at some point over the next couple of seasons. Just so you know, in case this isn't the best image for you, I will put this full image on when I'm finished talking on the screen so you can see it properly. Then down in the jeans bottoms department, you'll notice I haven't actually gone for any casual skirts. They're not really my cup of tea. I do generally wear jeans quite a lot when it's my casual wear. So the first 3, so black jeans, blue jeans, and then more of a stiff jean, like a mom jean in the lighter blue, are 3 I already own. And then I've added on here like a green khaki pair, whether that's jeans, joggers. I'm kind of open to seeing what I get in terms of that, seeing what's out there. So I've put those on there. So in terms of this section, that's the only additional thing I'll be looking out for. I've then got this pair of boots, which are more of a wintry autumn boot, but I have got something very similar to that, and I do wear them quite a lot, even if it's warm outside. I have never been one of these people that are put off by boots in hotter months, I think because it's not a particularly hot country, but even from a style point of view, a lot of people would be like, why are you wearing boots in the summer? My mum's pointed that out to me before, and it's not ever something that's really bothered me, so I've included those on there. One thing I would like, but again I'm not sure if this will be something I'll be looking out for now, is a pair of white trainers. And then we've just got this last section up here, so you can see things I mentioned. The cardigan I went for, I couldn't find a picture I liked that was a longer cardigan. Really love this style, so I would be happy with something like this, or even a longer one. We've got that long pink blazer in there. We've got the black blazer, I already own a black blazer. I also came across this lovely pale green one, which I really thought contributed a lot to something that's very pink, blue and black. So I will be on the lookout for something, a blazer that could add something in terms of colour to my wardrobe. This is kind of like a layers section. Again, cold country, not very often, like I would not go out in just, oh, I didn't realise how zoomed in I was, this shirt sleeve today. If I was going out, I'd throw a jumper over the top or a jacket or a coat or something. And then I put in this jumper here, which I know is very much an autumn or fall colour, but when I looked back on my Pinterest board to see what I had and hadn't included, I remembered this and I thought this would look lovely with the white shirt underneath. So that is in there also, and then my jewellery is just dotted around the edges. So that's the basic image I'm going for so far. I will just pop it on the screen so you can have a good look at each of the sections, so you can sort of see I've got workwear on one side and I've got more casual wear on the other, but I think there definitely is room for overlap. You know, if I bring a shirt and a jumper together, that could be more of a casual look. I could take the blazers onto the workwear side, I could keep the blazers on the casual wear side. So I feel like there's loads of different options I could go with here, and so as a initial thought process, really happy. So you've seen the full plan. Oh, something I just want to mention actually. So I mentioned about using Spark, which is an Adobe thing, to do the capsule wardrobe plan. It was all well and good, but they limit you to 16 images per project. So all I did was I did each of my sort of sections separately, and then I've just actually pasted all of these together in paint. So very basic, very old school. So you've seen my plan. So my next job is when the shops open again, which is supposed to be April 12th. Today is April 7th when I'm filming this, so just a couple of days to go. I will be able to go out and thrift some items and find what I'm looking for. I'm super duper excited for it. And you know, this is the first time I've been properly shopping since Christmas of 2019 for clothes for me, which is like, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm honestly ready to do some shopping. So I will update you with a part 2 where I show you all the bits I was able to get. Obviously they're not going to be exactly like what's on the board. These things are just for inspiration, but I'm so excited for this. I think the thing that's really encouraging for me is I can see in my mind loads of overlap between these items. I can see, you know, how I said about layers, you know, I've got the under layers, like the t-shirt and the vest top and some of these sort of thinner work shirts, and then I've got the blazers and the jumpers, and I can just see them working in so many different ways with the different bottoms. So super excited. I feel like I've rambled on long enough now, so that's my plan. I will see you again for a part 2 where I show you whether or not I was successful thrifting, and I will show you everything I got. So that's it for this one. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care. Bye.